Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Dragon Actual. And today I'm recording this video about the journey of my FRM level 2. And this also, or maybe entire FRM exam, and this also help us to empower that change, empower that voice for change which we stand by. As you know that our tagline is for Blue Dragon Universe, our tagline is logic, intuition, and fire. So this means that this is essentially what is needed to bring a change, and that is where I am trying to record this video, and hopefully this will ensure that you have the mindset to do things that is needed to be done. At the same time, I'm at a place which is a bit noisy, so there can be some background noise, and I hope that you can excuse us for that. Other than that, I feel that these days this generation is kind of too much into instant gratification and show off. They like to show off their marks and everything, and they love passing exam and showing that in social media. So I think I am also kind of trying to do the same thing here and trying to show off maybe the result. That might be a viewpoint, but what I actually intended to do something else, and I hope that can be clearly communicated through this video. And eventually, I think that is what makes us different from others. By the way, if you do not know me, my name is Arpan Sengupta, and I'm a qualified actuary. Right now, I work in Moody's and I head the actual team there for client support. And basically, I'm in charge of north of India. And yeah, that's how it is. So I'm at a quite senior level, and you can trust me based on the experience that I have faced in my actual journey. So this is how I just wanted to propagate and share the knowledge. This is the channel for that. I think even today our channel is the only channel that create knowledge videos. No other channel has the ability to do that. The most they can do is have few people and conduct some uh, interviews. So that is not what we stand for. We stand for propagating knowledge and also mindset, right? So this is a sort of mindset, related video, and I hope you will understand that why I'm so much against sharing mark sheet and sharing certificate, and why today I'm doing kind of the same thing. So I hope that is what is going to be cleared throughout the entire course of this presentation or through this video, right? So let us move on. So this is how my FRM journey had been. I appeared for FRM exam level 1 July 2021. It was a very simple exam for me, to be honest. Although I was not very prepared, I never did any mocks or anything. The only thing that I did was I purchased the material for this course provider, which goes by the name Analyst Prep, and I just did their chapter wise questions. So you can purchase their question bank, right? I am not in favor of getting material from somewhere else. These days there are Telegram groups and channels where you can download the material for free. And I think that especially for actual students, I've seen this tendency that can I get everything for free, and that thing has also been done by political parties where foolish leaders are coming up. They're giving things for free, and nothing in this world is free. So if something is given for free, then something else is being taken away from you, and you have to understand that. So nothing in this world is free, and actual student has this tendency of asking everything for free. I hope and I pray that you come off this sort of psychology and try to pay the right amount for the things that that you value, right? And the things that does not matter to you, need not pay anything for that. But whenever you see some quality, you need to pay, and try to come off this mindset that I can get everything for free. Right? That is no matter whether you are whether your financial condition is good or bad, try to pay. Right? That is what I have been doing even when my financial condition is bad. I How can I ask for my even if I have taken something or someone has gladly given something to me for free, I have tried to pay back that person. That mindset has already been there, which I see missing in today's generation completely. They are like, if I am done with this, then I don't need that, that the support, or I need not pay anything to that person. And I think that is a very wrong mindset to have. Somewhere our upbringing has, changed or failed to have this sort of mentality in us. But yeah, I mean, let's come back to the topic. So July 2021, I was able to clear the exam, not much problem. I just went through the chapters of chapter-wise question of, I listed a few of the chapters I was not even able to complete, and I was still able to clear the exam. With these after the exam, the in the because these exams are conducted in a very secure environment, you will be checked thoroughly. And there was a button which shows at that point of in 2021, like how many questions are correct. So I asked the examiner and he told me that you have around 61 correct, and 100 was the number of question in for part one. So I thought, yeah, I mean, I have good chance, right? Because 60% is correct, and I did actually clear the exam. So that was not a problem. But then when I appeared for November 2022, now you can ask, okay, after July 2021, there would be November 2021. Why you did not appear for exam? Because I was always working. As I mentioned, I'm working at a very senior level, and sometimes things which are easier for you, maybe if you are at a junior level or if you have not started working, things do not go as planned for us. And I think that is where I did not have the ability, because my work is much more important, and that is how it should be. If you are studying a certificate, which is a professional one, such as FRM, your work would be much more important as compared to the certificate or clearing the exam. However, the reverse is propagated by the coaching center. So you need to know that if you are not good in your work, no matter which certificate you get, that is not going to work out. So you have to be good in your work. And then if you can augment that with certificate, then if you can change your, maybe knowledge or improve your knowledge, then that would help. But without that, that is nothing is going to help you. Second thing, November 22, I was quite underprepared and I was not able to clear it. May 2024, I was slightly better prepared, but then even then, I was not able to, solve chapters, complete chapters. Actually, solving was a far distant dream at that point of time, solving questions. So even then, I was not able to prepare. November 2020, I was working in Sun Life, and this was precisely the time I decided that I would leave Sun Life, and I also gave that notice to my the current the then manager. But why I left Sun Life is a story for a different time period. I had a great experience there. But in May 2024, I was already working for Moody's. I was working for the same position where I was in. And once again, it was a new profile for me. But at that point of time, we were thinking of building a team. And I was also new. So yeah, I mean, it was tough. And then Blue Dragon business was picking up. I had many courses to create and deliver. So all of this kind of led to me not preparing enough. And I also thought that the way I have passed FRM level one, not much was needed to be done there. So then I should be able to, kind of clear the exam. But FRM level two is a separate beast. It has six books as compared to four books of FRM level one, and it's quite tough. It's tougher than much tougher than FRM level one. In fact, FRM level one is exactly like our actual SP6 paper. So if you have studied SP6 paper, then you probably are already aware of the most of the concepts of FRM level one. But FRM level two is a different ball game altogether. Like it's a good blend of theory and practical exam, and that is where I feel FRM is a great exam to clear. That will give you much more advanced knowledge in the asset side, where actuaries lack. Actuaries are the owner of liabilities, and they had good command over liability wise risk management. But FRM opens that channel for you. Like you can work in a bank, you can work in a MNC where they do risk consultancy, not which is not related to actuaries, which is not related to liability. So you can work in those. That FRM opens up that profile for you. So that is very, very important. August 25, once again, this time I was quite prepared. This time I was able to solve the questions, but question from analyst prep, right? And in the exam, I felt that the level of the exam was much higher. than than the level I have prepared for. In fact, analyst prep question was pretty easy for me. I was scoring 80-90%, all those chapters. But yeah, I mean, I was not able to clear it, right? And I did not get good mark, which we are going to see in a bit. So this is where I felt that yeah, I kind of underestimated this exam. That is mainly because of the ease with which I passed FRM level one. So my success actually created my failure in future, right? But let's move on. Let's understand much of this topic. So when it was November 2022 FRM level 2, this is the scorecard that I got, and they give you percentile or quantile, and based on that, I had poor result in market risk. Liquidity risk I had good result, and then I belong to the poor quartile once again in operational risk. And operational risk will see that that is usually consistently poor because it is very memory driven, and that is my complaint with FRM as well. That is very memory driven, and in real life today, in real work, you need not. I mean, there is no need for you to memorize something. You can obviously refer it back. You need to know the concept and the things that you work on automatically that will be fit in your memory. You do not have to write it down and memorize. But FRM has this, the question are set in such a way that you need to have a good memory. Credit risk, poor and AI and general awareness. So that had, I had a fair understanding. And along with that, I would like to mention that I am a derivatives trader. I trade derivatives regularly. Only 1% trader in the world is profitable. And, probably less than that percent, probably 0.5% make profit of more than 1 lakh. And in such scenario, I have already, made 50% profit in last 2 or 3 years. So I think last 2 years, right? So I think I have done well there. And yeah, I love to experiment. So every time I'm learning some new thing, every 2 years, I believe that need to increase your weapons, right? Like if earlier I was trading in Nifty and Bank Nifty, I'd like to include a commodity this year, right? Like crude oil, because that will increase your weapons. That will help you to capture more profit, more gains. So I obviously like to use that, and that knowledge has also been kind of paramount in helping me clearing FRM level 2. But even with that performance, even with when 1% of the people are actually profitable, even with that background, I was not able to clear the exam, which shows or which suggests that this exam is not easy. It needs something else, right? And especially it needs a lot of memory, which we'll see in a bit. Then come May 2024, once again, after November 2023 was a very busy year. That is the year that I launched Blue Dragon Universe. So I was very busy with preparing the courses, and thanks for the great response that we have. But we do need more from your side. All the check out our courses. FRM level 2 soon be a course in Blue Dragon Universe as well, right? So that is also going to, maybe first we'll start with the FRM level 1, and then because this syllabus keep on changing, so that we that is a lot of hard work that has to be done there. And also have to prepare question bank, because this exam do not have any mock test, and that is where mock test is very important. Like, not for actual exam, their mock test is not important, but for FRM, mock test is quite important, right? So we have to create all of those. Anyways, so here you see that operational risk is 4. That is a consistent thing. Once again, it is very memory driven. Liquidity risk, earlier it was good, now it has become excellent. Credit risk, earlier I think it was good, now it has become fair. It has gone down a bit. AI and general awareness, the more you trade, you have to keep up with the world economics and everything else to understand your position. So AI and GA normally would be very good for a good trader. And that is where you can see that I have got excellent in AI and GA. Moving on, August 25. So after that, my passport actually got expired. Otherwise, I would have appeared for November 24 as well. But my passport got expired, and you can also appear for driving, using driving license. But I don't want to do that. I have seen people being rejected from in the exam center because of their driving license. Especially if your photo is slightly different. Also, driving license also different versions. Some versions have some chips especially in India, some version of some chips, some version do not have any chips inserted into the card. So that is where I've seen people being rejected in the exam, exam hall, and that also create a lot of noise and chaos for the people who are writing the exam. So I think the exam center should be equipped with such facilities, and such discussions should take place without causing disturbance to others. But whatever it is, how the rules, as I mentioned, this is a very secured exam, so the rules and regulations are very tight, unlike our 2019-20 IFOA exam where everyone was copying and consolidating and setting in groups and passing the exam. That led to number of, I mean, at that point of time I can say probably 80% are paper actuaries. They do not have the knowledge, they have just cleared the papers, which is very unfortunate, and the industry is bearing the brunt for that even today. Anyways, coming back to that, August 2025, right? So this time I was prepared with the analyst prep question bank, kind of the same level that I had done in FRM level 1. And this time you can see my liquidity risk, which was excellent before, that has gone to poor. So before that I had not prepared for any prepared through any questions or done any sort of mocks. In this preparation also I was not able to do any mock exam basically, but I was solving chapter wise questions from the question bank, and that has actually degraded my performance. So my normal performance was much better, like without anything, without any study, my normal performance was much better. And yeah, so this is where I felt that analyst prep materials, which was helping me in the part one, is completely insufficient. In fact, it is uh, not even par with the easiest question that is appearing in FRM level 2. So because I was focusing on wrong materials, that is how I got a bad result. Now, this is not the only situation that I was facing at that point of time, because I have also spent some time, right? My past FRM level 1 pass was on July 2021, and now it is 2025. So they have a time period, and which is what you will see in a bit, but I'll come back to that in after I covered November 2025. This is the time that I cleared the exam. So now everything other than operational risk is poor. Operational risk is poor because it is, once again, memory driven and memory heavy, right? And it is very difficult to find the right answer. Other than that, you can see excellent in three and good in, market risk and risk management. So I got good, right? So operational risk is still poor, and that helped me, passing the exam. And I'll come back to what is needed to pass the exam. But if I, kind of go back to the timeline, right? And go through how I was preparing. So then November 2022, no preparation, which I have already mentioned. May 2024, partial preparation. I was still not able to do the chapter wise questions, and I initially thought that analyst prep would be enough. I would be going through the chapter wise questions like I did in L1, and that is sufficient to pass the exam. I was not able to do that, right? But yeah, I mean, even with partial prep, I was nowhere close to passing the exam. And August 25, I'm calling it full prep, but once again, that is based on my understanding of FRM level 1 and how I have prepared for it. And that preparation was insufficient, and hence I failed. And so this was the thought process. So these were my realizations, right? That I could not remember mathematical formulas in the exam. And once again, as I mentioned, it is a very memory heavy exam. You have to remember the formulas. There are so many formulas that that is never needed in real life, but you have to remember those for the exam. Level 2 is a lot tougher than level 1. As I mentioned, analyst prep material is useless for level 2. And I need to do mocks, especially GARP mocks, because few of the people that I spoke to who have cleared the exam, they mentioned that one thing was common in all of them, that they did GARP mocks, and few of the exam questions are kind of similar or exactly same. And that is where if you have not done GARP mocks, there is no chance that you are going to clear the exam. This is the same comment that I get from many people, although many people were very elaborate in their comments, and they say you have to do at least 20 mocks and so many other things, right? Which is impractical, which is probably practical for a student, not for me, because I'm working at a senior level. I have to take a lot of decisions, and my time is precious. I just cannot focus on clearing an exam that is not paying my bills. So that is where I have to prioritize things. and I realized that I have to do mocks, but obviously it is not possible for me to do 20 mocks, and neither is needed. So I mean that is where, and I also felt that in even in the YouTube or other areas, nobody has spoken about this clearly. Everywhere I see either there is partial information or half information. Nobody is giving the clear information, which I feel needs to change. And sometimes people are giving extra information which is not needed, and we'll come to that. There is a segment which is somehow promoting bionic turtle material, which I did not like for part one, and which I completely hated for level two. I think many concepts there were just too outdated. We do not use that, especially for trading derivatives and other things, which is why FRM is important, right? There is also a and while we are talking about that, there is also a comparison between FRM and CFA. Many people do CFA, many people do FRM. Now, once again, I believe CFA and ST5 or SP5 are completely outdated. They're outdated every minute, right? Because I mean, these days we have AI, which is helping us. So I would never do CFA. And both of these exams are not standalone. They cannot give you job on their own. Like Actuary is a standalone exam. It can give you job on its own. You do not need an MBA or anything else. But FRM, CFA, these are not standalone. And along with that, CFA syllabus is quite old. And although they are changing the syllabus every year, but even then, that work can be done easily by a chat GPT or Grok. So, I don't believe in CFA. FRM is a much tougher and much better exam. As per me, I've already made a video on that. That is also in this channel. You can check that much earlier. But that is why I am much more focused on FRM. And that I've realized is if you consider the IFO exam exemption policy as well, if you clear the CFA level 1, level 2, level 3, you will get exemption for the CP level papers. If you clear FRM, then you get exemption for one SP level papers. Now, I don't intend to take exemption because I don't have any need for that. Once again, that is extra and useless paperwork for me. Now, few people would like to MS certifications. They would change their name. Like for me, it will be Arpan Gupta MBA, FRM and whatnot. Excel expert, VB expert, etc., etc. They will write that in their name, and they think that that is how they are communicating, but they are not communicating. They're showing off, and they might get caught as well if they do not back it up with real knowledge. But yeah, but if you just go by the exemptions, even IFOA rates FRM much higher, because IFOA will give FRM SA level SP subject level exemption, which is a special subject, but for CFA they give the CP paper level exemption. So that also kind of should settle this debate that whether you should go for CFA and FRM. And if you have done CFA, I mean, credits to you. It is also a tough course, but whether it is relevant in today's world, that is something that you have to determine. I don't think that is relevant because SP5 and CFA, these are outdated. The work that you or the concepts that you learn here can be done by someone, can be done by easily by an AI in just 20 seconds, and you are doing that for 1.5 year. I don't think that is relevant. Even SP5, right? Because the concept, the theories are same, so that is not needed. That is as per me, right? That is why you never see Blue Dragon Universe bringing any course related to CFA, because we do not believe in that, right? We can bring a course and we can have some revenue, but we do not cheat our students like that. We do not say that, right, you are working on IT, just move to Actuary and you will get 3 times the salary. These days, there are a few coaching center which are promoting such things, and that is not the case. You can just do a simple chat GPT search and you will see that average salary of a finance person is much lesser as compared to a IT person for same experience, right? There will always be exception. There will always be exception in every domain, but I am talking about average salary. So this entire concept is useless. But I I I have seen people, and people also trust these things blindly. Anyways, moving on. So these are my realizations that it is a very memory heavy thing, and I need to do a lot of mocks, right? But which mocks? That is what we are going to see in a bit. So moving on. Now, this was the other thing that I was saying, that my FRM level one, was about to expire, right? And why it was about to expire? The reason is that they have this criteria that you have to clear all the exam in 4 years, right? So candidates, then it is written that 5 years, that have then have 5 years from passing their FRM level 2. So I, because I cleared in 2021, this was my last day, right? And then also you have to apply for the, maybe your experience, and you need to get the charter, which I'll do in some time. I have not done that yet. So otherwise, it will get expired. Now I'm sitting in at the time when I written this mail, right? So I think that was, yeah, December 2024, and at that point of time, I realized that I have 1 year, right? I have 1 year, which basically means three attempts, because these days there was three attempts: May, August, and November. So I have three attempts. If I cannot clear in three attempts, then I have to re-FR for level one, and which I was not going to do, because I felt that my knowledge is sufficient for derivatives and everything. In fact, for trading, level one is sufficient. Whatever you learn in level two is enough to give you a job in banks, and as a maybe as a as a chief risk officer, right? In different companies these days, these profiles are coming up, and which is slightly different, as I mentioned, from the actuary, because actuary is the owner of liabilities. Here you are considering on asset side, right? So I understood that this is the this is the deadline. So that pressure was also there, that I have only 1 year, right? I have to pass this exam. At the same time, I have, I'm creating, I have a business to run. I am also heading a team. And there also there are a lot of decisions that I have to take. I myself have to work on multiple projects. So all this, is much tougher as compared to someone who is just maybe 2021, just do not have any responsibility, and is probably just focused on clearing the exam. So they can give suggestion like you have to do 20 mocks, which is not practical. I don't think they themselves have done 20 mocks. They're just, giving some suggestion just to be particularly clear that, that is the maximum, that they are giving prudent suggestions. But even the IFRS 17 and other regulations have also moved into best estimates. So prudent suggestion do not work. And unfortunately, that is how people advise these days. And yes, moving to the, the importance line, and this is where I feel that most people lose out because of that pressure, that I was not able to clear the exam, and I have done pretty well for myself, right? I have cleared multiple exam. I'm working at a senior level, and so many things. But then this was a obstacle for me, right? So should I stop living my life? No, I never stop living. So I was traveling the world. Along with that, some of this was business travel, some of these were travel that was related to my personal things. And I was moving places, I was seeing places, learning from new culture, spending time with my family, going for picnics. Then I was doing everything that should make me happy, right? So I never stopped living my life. Uh, and my life is never about exam, and that is where I suggest people to not to take exams seriously. First of all, exams are simplifications. No, none of the exam that we write, right, can actually mimic practical life. Life is the biggest teacher, and it also tests you in multiple ways. So if you have survived life, then these exams do not mean nothing. And you will see that many businessmen are doing well. They do not have any certifications. So these are just needed for certifications and everything, just needed to, kind of build your knowledge. And these are just the introduction to most of these exams are introductions. So you need to build on this knowledge, and my credentials as a trader, and may having achieved more than 50% profit in last 2 years, is I'll say that is much more as compared to passing this exam. uh, because I'll get job if I have to work in that domain. I'll get job because of that, and this is just an augmentation on that performance. I'll not get job simply because of passing the exam, right? That will help me, because anyone can pass this exam if that person study. And I'm also going to kind of mention what I have done to pass this exam. But that is not, I mean, anyone can pass the exam if someone know the right strategy for this, right? So it is very important that your exam is not, or your life is not about only exam. So the only pleasure that you get or your biggest achievement is that you have passed, 13 papers of actuarial, pass certain exam, and you are changing your name because of that. Your biggest achievement is how you can make some other person smile, or if you can add value to someone else's life, if you can solve a problem which no one was even wanting to attempt. So then you would that should be the biggest achievement of your life. Based on that, you would get money, you would get designations, right? If you want to work as a CEO, then you need to have that vision. That vision would only come if you interact with many people. If you are staying in your room and just solving papers, then you never had that ability to lead a company. You might have certifications, but you never had the ability. So many people fail when they reach senior level because they do not know what to do. They copy others, and that is how they feel that they would do things there, but that do not work out. The moment the economy gets tough, like right now it is tougher. The economy is getting tougher. There is there is some president of some countries being kidnapped by someone else, and then there is a war situation going on. People are very communalistic at this point of time. So at this point of time, the economy is struggling to survive, and in these conditions, that true leaders come out, right? So every crisis is an opportunity as well. So do not compromise on your life, and if you are compromising on your life just because of a mere exam, then you're not going to be successful in life, because that is the test of the life, that you have to exam is just part of your life rather than everything else. Moving on. So now another exam service provider that I used is Fintelligent. So you can see their videos in YouTube as well. So I used them to do their question bank because I realized that analyst prep is quite insufficient. So I need some higher level questions, and also I need to remember the mathematical formulas, right? It should be automatically I should be able to automatically remember that, because as I mentioned, FRM is a very memory heavy exam, and that is where I felt that Fintelligent was good. I saw some, they had some demo account where I can check what sort of questions or what sort of materials they are going to give. It is highly online. They also have a very secure system. So, you can access something from phone, only from one phone. You can access something from one laptop, because they also know that, like actual student, FRM students also have this habit of asking everything for free, and that is the reason they want to stop that, so that those videos would not be copied by others and shared, right? In Blue Dragon University, we might also have to do that because we have heard that many of our courses are being copied and then they are being shared. So yeah, we will take action against those people, and we'll also work towards removing such duplicacy. But yeah, I mean, that is where they also use a very secure system. It is sometimes it is quite irritating as well, but I do understand why they want to do that, because everyone in India wants everything for free, and that's very unfortunate. We have failed in upbringing because we are not valuing the real things, and we are spending too much of time asking for free, and nothing is free in this world. So this is the exam service provider that I used. Was they exceptional? Was like can you not pass even without them? No, that is not the case. But for FRM level 2, you need to practice a lot of questions, and you need to build on concepts, and you need to practice to an extent that every formula is kind of like you that is by heart when you are kind of appearing for the exam, right? And that is where I felt that Intelligent do a good job. And you'll also see what I have not done in this exam, right? So the difference was chapter-based questions, remembering mathematical formulas. Along with that, I did two of the GARP mocks. I did not attempt any other thing. I had the access to analyst prep mocks because I purchased the material. I have also got Midafin mocks. That also I did not do. Obviously, for Intelligent have 5 or 6 mocks. I did not do those. I was scoring good marks in for Intelligent, question bank, and I chapter is questions, right? So I did not require that, and I saw few of the questions of analyst prep. It was too easy for me, before that, and of course, I mean, I felt that that is not needed. Whereas GAP mocks are quite tough, And if you ask me about the preparation time, I felt it can be done in, like, for someone who do not have any experience, who is not trading, who is just a fresher. I think that person probably requires 6 months to 1 year for this. For someone who is trading, who has some experience, or someone like me who, who has cleared actually, and who is leading a team, who is working on this concepts day in and day out, for that person, I think they will probably require 3 months to clear this exam. Also, however, I got stuck in some areas. I was not getting a clear-cut answer. I think AI tools like ChatGPT, Grok has helped me a lot for this exam. AI tools are not that updated for actual concepts. In fact, they many times they give wrong concepts, wrong answers. That is why I advise against using ChatGPT or Grok for answering questions or understanding our topic. But for asset side, because it is so much well known in the world, right? So the AI tools answers are pretty decent for the asset side, and that is where you get ample help from AI tools, right? So you can use that if your concept in some areas is shaky, right, or it is not clear from whatever you have studied from the book. So what I did, or what how I studied, is I studied from Schweser material. So Schweser material is, you can print those, and then you can study. Once again, I believe in purchasing rather than getting it printed from somewhere else. So Schweser chapters, Schweser has chapter wise notes that will help you form some basic concepts, and then I was using for intelligent to solve the chapter wise questions. So that will crystallize those concepts for me. But as I mentioned, I only did the two GARP mocks, right? And AI tools was helping me clear some concepts which was not clear in Schweser material. Moving on, what I did not do is, now intelligent has for every chapter there are two set of questions, and I was saying that whenever I was kind of completing the first chapter for first set of questions, in the next set of question I was getting 90%, 98%, 96%. It was always more than 90%. So the second set of question was not needed, right? So that is why I mentioned, now some person will tell, or a student will tell, that you need to do that as well, right? So that is a good to have thing. That is not necessary, and I did not have the time to do all of this, so I don't feel that is necessary. I never attempted any mocks, as I mentioned, not intelligent mocks, not analyst prep mocks, not Medafin mocks. I have not attempted those. I feel all of those were quite easier as compared to the GAP mocks, and not needed, to be very honest. Moving on, what I did not like. Many people promote Bionic Turtle. I find their concepts horrible, and the way they teach even more horrible. So I don't want to promote this. This is my personal opinion, but I mean, I did not like them. They have many chapters skipped. They are not updating the material as per the syllabus, because the syllabus is changing every day. The question bank was pretty useless, and it is very memory heavy. And tough does not mean it has to be memory heavy, right? So they are asking questions which have no what can I say? I mean, which has no relevance. They're asking some stupid questions, which is like, and their answers are always 2 page, 3 page, which was wasting my time. In fact, I had around 2.5 months to prepare for the exam, and in that point of time, I probably spent one and a half 1.5 months. Once again, I purchased Bionic Turtle material as well, and this was completely useless. In 1.5 1 month, I realized that that time is wasted. I could have spent that time doing something else. And yeah, I'll not I'll not suggest this. If you get chapterized questions from a good coaching center, which is intelligent. Obviously, Blue Dragon University is also going to come back with maybe first with FRM level 1, then with FRM level 2. So this is the method we are going to follow. Question for us, I think mock is not important. You can ask for that, but and because of the market demand, we can create something like that. But I don't feel that is important. The CARP mocks are essential. That you need to do. Rest of the things are just not relevant in this case. So I did not like Bionic Turtle at all, right? And then coming to the end, so please remember, as I mentioned, this certificate does not show my knowledge. My knowledge is shown in my profit and loss, right? And if I cannot make profit or loss there, I don't think FRM level 2 or level 3 or whatever it is, he's going to help me. As I mentioned, FRM and CF are not standalone exam. Those who clear faster are not better, and those who clear slower are not worse, right? For in my case, I was not able to appear for the exam in many attempts, and I kept on postponing those because I have some other priorities, right? So someone who has cleared the exam in the very first attempt does not mean that he has better or she has better knowledge than me. It's just that you need to know how to attempt this exam, right? And also how to clear this exam. And that is why I say persistence is persistence is the character, right? So if you persist with something, and you can only persist with something if you truly like that, right? So if you cannot persist, it means that you do not like that. So only if you can persist, then you will be successful. You will be remembered for your failures, your success, not for your failures. So even in FRM level 2, I failed multiple times, but when I these now if I in my CV I'll write that I'm FRM, FRM past candidate, right? So the reason I can do that because that is how our system is designed. I'm not I do not have to write that I failed FRM level 2 3 times, right? But that is truth. I did fail it 3 times, but I passed it only once, and that actually negated my 3 failures, right? So that is how the system is designed. If the system has been more what can I say, fair, then I have to pass this exam 3 times to kind of supersede the failures that I have done 3 times before, right? But that is not how the system is designed. And FRM exam is such that if even if I appear for the exam next time, right, I might still fail. And that is how it is, right? It's a lot of luck is there, because you might not remember a formula, because there are so many, like there is around 108 110 chapters, and those chapters have many things that the exam can test, and it's impossible to remember everything, right? So it requires some luck. It also requires some knowledge, right? And few of the knowledge that is or maybe 80% of the knowledge that you study there is not needed for practical work. These are just extra knowledge that you have, right? And such knowledge should not be memory heavy, because you can, refer to something, like you can just do a simple chat GPT query and pass. But unfortunately, these exams are not, especially level 2 is not designed like that. You have to remember the formulas, you have to remember the concepts, right? So you have to be very, very memory heavy person, right? So that you can pass this exam. That is the unfortunate truth for this exam, and that is why these exams are not they're not reflecting your true, what can I say, true knowledge, right? Because that is not needed in real life. So that is why persistence is very important. Along with that, some luck is very, very important, right? And that is what I wanted to suggest, that do not take anything such exam very, very seriously. Do well, try to clear this exam, and try to understand what an exam need. Like, this exam is very memory heavy, so try to understand that, and then prepare accordingly, right? But do not consider that if you have passed this exam, it's a big achievement, because it is not, right? Similarly, if you have failed this exam, do not consider that is a big failure, because it is not, right? They also want you to clear the exam, and you also want to clear the exam. And yeah, I mean, that is how it is, right? So these are just introduction to whatever you want to do in your life. And this just ensures or shows that you have the basic level understanding. More than that is can only be demonstrated through your mindset, through practical knowledge, which cannot be learned through exam, which has to be shown by doing that repeatedly, day in and day out. So yeah, that's it. And if you have any questions, you can write in the comment section, and I or someone from my team can answer. And do check out our courses in Blue Dragon Universe. We are going to conduct a lot of webinars in future, and webinars about actual papers, maybe some webinars about FRM level 1 and level 2 when the courses are ready. And yeah, do subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Like this video, share this video with anyone who is appearing for FRM level 2. I believe this is a complete video which discusses everything that has to be done and that is not required to be done. Both are important, right? So that's it. See you in future videos.